I made about $94,000 in the past 90 days. Kinda is surreal to me because for those of you who have been following me, you've seen the struggles, you've seen the mistakes, like you've seen literally the beginning of everything. And now, to be able to get some type of momentum, like it feels amazing. And for those of you who don't know me, basically a year and a half ago, I was living in a trailer. I was struggling to pay my bills. I was even struggling on the real estate end because I just wasn't getting any consistent deals. To now where I own over $1 million in real estate, I was able to get my family this house, but it also allowed me to break all of these limiting beliefs that I used to have, to the point where like now I'm very like risk adverse in a strategic way. Like obviously I won't just take any deal, do this and that, but I'm basically at a point in my life where I just don't care anymore. And I've said this before in my past videos, but I honestly just don't care. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm waking up every morning with so much energy, and I'm just basically pushing my limits, and I'm trying to see how I can get more deals, how I can make more money, how I can make better connections. And I wanted to make this video because a lot of you have been hitting me up, and a lot of you are trying to get into real estate, or a lot of you are in real estate, but you're just not getting the consistent deal flow that you're trying to obtain. Like you're struggling, maybe you're getting a deal every 3 months, every 5 months. Maybe you're getting like 3 deals one month, no deal the second month, then 3 deals another month. And I feel like this system would help like a lot of you guys out. This is like something people would pay like $10,000-$20,000 for. And I don't mind giving it for free because I was in the same position that you guys were in as well. I spent over $20,000 already in just mentorships. I know there's a lot of people who are eager to start or have the skill sets. They already have like somewhat of a system in place, but they just don't know what to do. And hopefully this will help you guys out, because I actually believe that right now is the best time to start into real estate. When you think about real estate, especially when you're new, you always think about wholesaling real estate. And for those of you who possibly were watching that type of content like years before, maybe like back in 2020, 2021, like that's what everyone was talking about. Like before like crypto, day trading and all that stuff, everybody was talking about wholesaling real estate. Like that was like the major thing. It's not as popular as it is now, but what happened was that interest rates went up, buyers got scared. Now homeowners know what wholesaling is. And basically just everyone disappeared. And it makes sense. I mean, the market went up, people were struggling, but I honestly feel like if you were looking to get into real estate and make like good money, like right now would be the best time, because you don't need so many deals. You honestly probably need 3, 4, 5 deals, because if you think about it, everyone essentially is out the game except like the big dogs. All the other guys, right, who were trying to start or who were maybe getting into the momentum of it, but they just stopped. That's where you can tap in. Less people are following up, less people are trying to do the work. Now that AI is out, like people are getting into, other facets of businesses. And obviously like wholesaling real estate or real estate in general, like it's considered very taboo. It's considered like very hard. So no one really wants to get into it anyways. If you're able to put some type of effort, you can make a lot of money. Like you can make good money. Like I could tell you that because I've made over $1 million in wholesaling. I've been able to basically, instead of buying like watches or luxury cars and stuff like that, I've just been funneling it back into real estate, back into rental properties, to the point where like I'm actually, like what I mentioned before, I'm actually selling a rental, right? I actually sold it. It's a 1031 exchange, so it's like in their own trust account. And essentially right now what I'm doing is working on the financing side to buy my first commercial unit. I've been able to do that because I just wasn't afraid to put in the work, to learn the steps that it took to find like good deals and then capitalizing off of it. But if you want to make money into real estate now, like you have to actually try to find a solution for the seller. You have to talk to them and figure out like what is their pain points, dig deeper to what their motivation could be, and try to figure out, okay, what could possibly work for them. Because I shifted from wholesaling into novations, from novations now into fix and flips. So I'm trying to do more fix and flips and novations and even wholesaling. Like I'm doing everything. Even terms, I'm even offering terms to people. The crazy thing is like even agents, like before agents didn't want to talk to any investors or wholesalers, and now agents want to work with wholesalers. Like everyone's open. Everyone is already knowledgeable. They know like people do it. But if you're able to get in touch with like brokers or agents who obviously are good at what they do, but they're open to working with you, like I've actually been able to make like about $10,000-$15,000 extra just for basically working with agents, just referring out deals to them that weren't working for me, like on the novation side, on the fix and flip side, and they're basically just like giving me free money because I just refer them a lead. So it's kind of cool. Like that's also like a part that people completely missed out. Like you have to be very smart, but also you have to know exactly like how to do things. And also one thing that people are completely missing is that there's so many homeowners that are still wanting to sell. Like right now, everybody is struggling, you know, with everything happening with the world. Gas prices are going up, you know, like everything is going up, and foreclosures are still rising. You know, while everyone thinks the market is dead, this is my time to take advantage of it. This is basically 2021, but at such a higher level. Like you really have to, it's not about getting, you're not going to get lucky, right? Obviously you can't get lucky, but like you need a good system in place to be in front of all those opportunities, so then you can get these deals under contract. But you just need one good deal. That's the thing. I feel like the profit margins are even higher now, because if you're able to get these deals, like 1, 2, 3, 4 deals, just good, decent deals, you're able to make $25,000, $38,000 for each of them, which is absurd. Let's go ahead and let me show you guys exactly what I'm doing in my market, which is like, from the looks of it, it's probably the hardest market right now. It has just topped the nation in home price growth, and it's not even close. Like, how am I able to still get deals in the hardest market in the United States right now? So right now, so what I'm calling it is, I'm just calling it the ultimate system. You know, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but basically this is a system that has allowed me to make $94,000 in the past 90 days. And I just wanted to give it to you guys, and hopefully this helps somebody, because I wish I had something like this. And honestly, like, I would just say, like, this is something people pay for. Like, people pay $10,000, $20,000 for. So, you know, you guys are getting it for free. It's just cold calling and SMS. Like, we just keep it simple. And I know right now, like, the big thing is like PPC and Facebook. And I've actually made money with Facebook too. So I don't knock it. Facebook and PPC, they're good, you know, but you would have to spend about 10 to like 15K starting off. Like, you have to be willing to lose this, which is something that people don't have. I personally feel like you shouldn't get into PPC or Facebook ads if you don't have the skills to close a deal. But what I would just say is, like, with cold calling and with SMS, like, I've basically just shifted just a few things here and there of what people always tell you. Like, people just say, oh, you got a cold call, right? Get a dialer and stuff like that, or do SMS blast. But it's a little different right now. You got to put in a little bit more effort. But with the little effort that you put in, like, it goes a long way. So I'm going to be honest with you guys and just give you like everything that I know. So cold calling, right? What I use currently right now is Ready Mode. And I like Ready Mode because, honestly, if I'm being real for you, like, I've tried a lot of dialers, like maybe a couple dialers, and it was the only one that I had better contact rates. The cool thing about Ready Mode is that you're able to dial like 10, 12 people. So if you go to leads, like, I have a bunch, like I have 102, yeah, I have like 1 million leads. It's crazy. Holy shit. I did not even realize that. I literally have 1 million leads. But literally, like, you can be very aggressive with it. They have machine detections. If it detects a machine, like a Google voicemail or something like that, it'll cut it off and then just dial more people. So the cool thing is, like, you literally can make 10 calls for each agent that you have. So like, if I have 4 agents, they're literally making 40 calls, which is like crazy. And every list that I put, I'm basically putting, you could do like different types of lists as well. So I have like different counties, and then you can, if they finish with this, like, you could actually filter it even more, like the times they were called. So I could do like, maybe they were called from 0 to 32, or maybe I just want to call people that were at 0, like maybe we only called them 9 times. So now it's like 368. Once that's done, I'll shift into the next weighted list. So it's like all this. There's so many filters that you can use, which is amazing. Like, I honestly love Ready Mode. You know, I think there's other dialers out there too that I've been meaning to test, but I've just been using Ready Mode for the time being, and Ready Mode essentially is just a dialer. That's all it is. And the cool thing I like about Ready Mode is, like, they have agent reports. So you can basically just see like how they're doing, like how many times, or like how many hours were they working or calling supposedly. It tracks like the time, the average time it takes to go from one call to a next. You know, maybe you have to change your numbers. Maybe you need to put them on a different list because like the list is too old. Average talk time is basically the amount of time they've talked. So the average talk time, they're talking to actual people. Wrap time is basically where, like, okay, how long does it take to them to dispo a lead? So like, this person has 1 minute 30 seconds. So like, for him, it's like very, very long. Like, this is kind of bad. Kind of work backwards. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, but he's getting like 15 leads so it kind of makes sense why he's 1 minute 30 seconds. So it's like things like that you guys have to like be aware of and take a look at. Like, I honestly like Ready Mode. There's so many more features to it. Like, you can actually do warm transfers. You can switch over to other teammates. You can do call whispers. You can do like a productivity. They have like productivity reports. you can audit logs, you can call logs, and do different campaigns. And the powerful thing about Ready Mode is that it's basically just a power dialer. You're just not manually calling people. Like, you don't have to worry about all that. All you got to worry about is just hopping on the dialer, put your headset on, and just dial as many people as you can and connect with as many people as you can. And you're just making so many calls at one point in time. It's like you're bound to get connected with so many people. Now, what I essentially do, and I didn't put it here, I use Ready Mode just for appointment setting. So what I'm doing is like I'm using it to appointment set, and I'm hiring like good quality virtual assistants to basically just ask the seller the 4 pillars. So they're basically asking them like, oh, are you interested in selling? Like, how much are you looking to sell for? Like, what's your timeline looking like? Like, are you the ultimate decision maker? And how soon do you want to sell? And what they're basically trained to do is that they're just setting appointments for me, and they're sending them to the CRM over here. And then this is where I have my closers. So, and I'll get more into it as well, but I just kind of want to show you guys how it works. So I use Ready Mode. I use this power dialer to basically just do appointment setting. They're basically asking the 4 pillars, and they're basically qualifying. Each agent is qualifying per agent 30 leads for me every month. So that's like the KPI. Obviously, like, you need to find good agents to do this, because if you really want to scale this to the point where like you're finding like good deals every single month, you have to be able to find good callers, because without finding them, like, you're not going to be able to do this. I have not cold called like in the past 6-7 months because I have people doing it for me, and they do it so well. And you're probably wondering, and I put it here too, like the Jackie Chan meme, like, how do I find them? Like, how do you even find them? So I'm going to show you guys. So the hiring process is pretty simple. You just got to use either Upwork or Facebook. And like Upwork is basically like, in Upwork, it's pretty simple. You can just do a job posting in Upwork. So you would just like post a job, and you would do like a long-term project, and you would go to continue, and you just say like hiring like cold caller. That's all you would do. Like hiring cold caller, and then you would essentially just go next skills, and it would actually, what Upwork is cool is like they'll show you like, okay, you know what, add up to 10 skills, like what industry skills are you looking for, what type of software should they already be open to, or what type of software should they be adept to. And basically what it's going to do is you're going to get contacted by a bunch of people. So right now, like this, I'm doing something else, but you're going to be contacted by a bunch of people. And I'll give you like some examples. Like, this is like an old job posting just to show you guys like, oh, this is like, we're looking for 5 years of experience, deep understanding of wholesale innovations, creative financing. It'll show like what you'll be doing, what we can offer, and then the important thing and the importance of, like, let's say absences are strictly monitored. And you just put whatever you think. You just put whatever you're looking for. And this is just Upwork. And if I wanted to go to, let's say, Facebook, the best way to do it is go to incognito mode and put like Facebook groups, cold calling. You go to Facebook and you literally do like real estate cold callers videos. There's 100 of these groups. That's the thing. And you would just put like, same thing, like things like this. But the thing is, like, it's so saturated. You need to make sure you're doing this like maybe twice a week, so then people can actually see it. But look at this. Like, this guy was saying like, oh, real estate development specialist, what you'll be doing. Like, you can literally just generate like a similar job posting like this, copy and paste it in ChatGPT, and just tell them to give you a different variation of what you're looking in to hire for your hiring process. And you just basically post it in different Facebook groups. And there's other cold calling for beginners, telemarketing, appointment setting, cold calling. Like, there's 8,000 members there, right? So like, we're hiring, like there's a bunch of people are hiring. Like, you should be posting like in a bunch of Facebook groups. And what you'll do is you would essentially ask for a voice memo. So what I basically do is, like, if they're interested in working with me, they essentially have to give me like a voice memo, introducing themselves, experience, like what they've done before for work, their name and everything. And I'm basically just trying to see if they're good at English. That's all. And if their English isn't good, or I don't see any potential, then obviously like they're out, right? But if they have some type of potential, or I see like, oh yeah, this like via virtual assistant is really good, then they're in. And basically I would do the interview process. And the interview process is basically like a Google Meet. So I would go on Google, like I would invite them on a Google Meet. I would talk to them, tell them what I'm looking for. I would even do mock calls with them to see like how they actually are. And if it makes sense, then I put them through like a probationary period and I'll train them. And I said like here, I train them to become basically VA monsters. They're gonna be calling 40 hours a week. You can pay them like 5 to 6. I mean, if you really don't want to pay that much, I mean, I know there's people that charge 3 to 4. At one time, I was even charging 3 to 4. But yeah, just for appointment setting, you could find like really solid VAs though. I would just say don't cheap out. Find 5, 6, even go up to $8 an hour if they're really, really good. If they're really finding you qualified leads, because you'll find them. You'll find them. But obviously, like I've seen it, I've done it before. Like I've hired 3 to 4, and they're just as good too. But I think 5 to 6 is the sweet spot. So once I basically find the virtual assistants, I train them, and they're basically, like I said before, they're finding the 4 pillars. And if the agent is exceptional, then they get promoted. So let's say you can start them at $3 an hour. Then if they really get good or they're really doing good, you can give them like a bonus or commission, or sometimes you could just promote them and say like, hey, I'll pay you $4 an hour, the next month. Or sometimes what I do is like I'll bump it up to like maybe they were at $6 an hour, and then I bumped them up to $8 an hour because I'm gonna push them to the acquisition team, which I'll show you guys later. And then for SMS, just using Agent Cosmos. So this is just something I built, but basically what Agent Cosmos is, easiest way is AI times go high level. And I'll show you guys how it looks like too. So it's essentially almost imagine like text blasting, but with all the features of calling, call recordings. It'll filter out not interested, DNCs and stops if you wanted to. It'll even like it'll literally just find good deals for you. So imagine AI SMS just texted for you. Like it texted 10,000 leads, it duplicated itself 10,000 times, and it doesn't sleep. There's automated follow-ups. It's basically sending out messages for you within like a second, and it's handling objections. It can respond in different languages. It identifies high intent indicators, and what it'll do for you and what it's doing here, it's like an example, a perfect example of what it can do. Let's say I'll send out a message if someone's interested in selling. The person said no, and then I'll follow up with them later. So back here, April 11th of this, so it was literally yesterday, it was like, hey, how's everything going? Are you open to proposal now? He's like to sell my home? He was like, exactly. We're currently looking to pick up a few more homes. So it did a follow-up message, and then the guy said, I'd like to sell my home, and the AI triggered, and basically it just started taking them to a whole sequence. It got the price. It said move-in ready, occupied. How soon? Now the last question is like, how soon would you like to sell? And if they're not interested, like let's say they don't, and let's say the seller doesn't respond, it's gonna follow up with them again. But that's the cool thing, because it's like this, I save myself so much time. And this is a constant lead flow. Like leads just keep coming in, and you're basically have so much. Honestly, with AI SMS, you just have so much more opportunities than what it was before, like the old school way. And so when you're able to implement this, you literally have like your own CRM. And for those of you who have been working with me, like I know some of you are using this, like you have your own CRM with AI, and you're sending it at the lowest, cheapest rate per message. And like here, like what the video shows, it's basically imagine like bots just working for you. It's just AI working for you, sending out messages, nurturing leads. And what I'm currently doing with the 100K messages that I'm sending per month, I'm literally getting 50 to 60 qualified leads. And all these leads, right? 50, 60, 30 qualified. Like if I had 2 agents, it would be 60. So we're talking about 120 leads, like qualified leads going every single month. For the agents that I've been promoting, they just joined the acquisition side, and they're just picking up the lead here. They're basically following up with these leads in RE Simply, and they're basically just closing them at that point. And the cool thing is when you're able to find good virtual assistants, because I wouldn't be able to do this if I wasn't able to find good virtual assistants. So I would just say when you have powerful virtual assistants, because they're out there, you just train them, because I have assistants right now who are like, they're following up with people in RE Simply, and I'll show you guys how it looks here. The beautiful thing about RE Simply is that it shows you everything. So like new leads, no contact made, like everything is organized, like pending reviews, pending offers, offers made, under contract, warm lead. Like they have active leads, warm leads, they have the auto dialer. So in RE Simply, you have active leads. So typically you should be like at 100, 150, but 281 is a lot, I would say. Like that's something I would have to work on. So it's like, I'm not perfect neither, but like the cool thing I like about RE Simply is like they have new leads, no contact made. It's like you can export all this out, put it on the dialer, put it in the dialer that they have, and then just dial them, try to find more motivation, try to see like what happened, like how come you didn't, like, oh, like are you so interested in selling? and stuff like that. You got contacts made, pending reviews. So right now we have like 14 deals we have to review. Like our underwriter has to basically review. Pending offers, deals that we haven't been able to basically get in touch with, but we have to send them offers. And we have offers made where these are just offers made. Bro, this is crazy. We have 81 offers made, but none of them have gotten into under contract. And obviously right now we have 19 under contract, but we have 81 offers made, and and it's like crazy. And you have different types of like filters here. So there's like past due hot leads, leads with pending tasks, Facebook leads, incomplete info. Like here's a like offer follow-ups, 30 days, like leads have received an offer within the last 30 days. Like I'll run it. And then here's like we have pending offers and then 47 offers. So this is like for you guys to basically, and I honestly really love Vari Simply because everything is so organized. Like they even have auto drips, they have auto reminders. Like they have the mobile app is amazing as well. And the beautiful thing is like you just never lose a lead. Like there's no lead loss. And how I'm able to actually put everything together is through Slack. A lot of people don't talk about it, but Slack honestly is where I communicate with all my virtual assistants, with all my teams, my Dispo manager, where I'm able to basically, and I'll show you guys, and this is game, guys. Like this is something that you should be paying for, like this is something I should be charging. So yeah, so like here, like we have a DA channel, DA reanalysis channel. We have like a Facebook ads channel. We have a follow-up team where we're just talking with the acquisition team. We have Dispo where we're essentially like just sending like, hey, there's an agreement review for 11 a.m. Like properties of fixer upper would be cash. He's telling basically one of our agents is telling our closers to like, hey, you have to basically call them at this time and time. And one thing is like we even have like a pipeline manager too. So like it gets even more intricate, but I just kind of want to show you like the basics of everything. But we even have like reminders here for Slack. We have like attention where people are going on breaks. We have, there's so much. Hot leads alert, Kismet data, Kismet rocks, management, probation. It's so much. It's like we just have it all one. And then one thing I'm creating is like, since I have such a lean team, it's easy to manage, but once you start scaling and have more hires, that's where you have to create SOPs. And that's basically what I'm working on as well, because eventually I will be hiring more people, and I have a couple SOPs, but I should be having like SOPs for every little thing. So, so people understand like what their role is, what they have to do, like when they have to do it and stuff like that. But just to keep it simple, Slack is basically your digital office plus command center, especially if it's a team that's virtual. It's basically your real-time deal flow hub. That's the best way to treat it. So instead of calls, text, email scattered everywhere, it's all centralized and everything happens in your business in real time. I know it may be a lot. I kind of want to just run through it as much as I can. It's because it'll be a long video. And if you guys don't mind the long videos, comment below. It's like, hey, bro, just go through everything 3 hours straight, which then I would have to set some time. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. This is how I made $94,000 in the last 90 days. I am still learning, I'm still learning. I still make mistakes, don't get me wrong, but I'm growing in real time and I'm just continuously building off momentum. One key thing to take from this video is that you're gonna make money if you just put in the effort. Like with everything, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Like I'm showing you guys like how the system works. Like I've been doing this since 2020. I've had mistakes, I've had failures. Like I've had my hiccups, there's been times where I even wanted to stop, in the very beginning. Like I'm literally picking up my first commercial unit this month. I'm picking up a 2-family, literally like 15 minutes, like 10-15 minutes away from the World Cup final, like the stadium, MetLife. And I'm gonna run that shit up because like I know I'm gonna renovate it and I'm just gonna put it on Airbnb. Because right now like hotels are charging people like $6,000 a night, which is like so crazy to me. But hey, you got to take advantage where advantage is due. I would just say like, hopefully this helps you guys out. And if you guys are interested in anything, just let me know, hit me up on Instagram. I'll put it down below in the description. But yeah, I don't want to take too much time. So peace.